Here we are, ladies and gents. It is I, Justin, from the Halloween 365 podcast, and we're back with another episode. This one's a solo. But don't let that deter you, because we're still going to keep it spooky. We're still going to dive into our same old content. Yeah. I mean, just because it's me doesn't mean that we can't celebrate the fact that there are 230 days left until we get to Halloween. And we're inching ever so closely to that halfway to Halloween mark, which is April 30th, May 1st. Yeah, April 30th, May 1st is that halfway to Halloween mark. And we're getting close to that. And then after that, it's Summerween. So if you are with us, if you are an avid Halloween lover, celebrator, then we've got all kinds of things coming up. And it's only going to get better from here. Because if you remember correctly, last year, they started doing everything early. Way earlier than before. Which, here on the pod, we guessed that they would. And now even more so. But I'm kind of curious as to how that's going to go given the market of everything right now. But that's not what we do here on the pod. We're not going to go into that. Today's episode that I'm going to be jumping into is the story of G. Warren Shufelt, an engineer that may or may not have found a crypt underneath Los Angeles. So that's going to be the story for today. Other than that, we've got a little bit of news that I personally am wanting to dive into. Nothing extensive. We can get straight to the content in just a moment. But yesterday, I ended up seeing the fact that Silent Hill F has been announced. I don't know if anybody out there is a gamer, but if you've not seen the trailer on this, you need to go take a look. I'm not going to hold too high of expectations. I'm not going to say, oh, well, it's going to be like Silent Hill 1 or 2. But it looks pretty good. I don't have any complaints thus far. Movie news. This is not necessarily horror per se, but if anybody out there liked the Scary Movie series that mimicked all of our horror movies, they're coming back. We've talked about this before in case you didn't know. So they're coming back, and the Wayans brothers are the ones that are in control of it. So it's going to be good again. And the news that just recently popped up is that the actor John Abrams that played Bobby in all the other ones, he's coming back. Not only that, he could end up playing another character to parody. The central plot, as of right now, I don't know if it's a leak or what, but the central plot for Scary Movie 6 will be Ghostface attacking the city and dressing up as various different horror characters that have been introduced since the last Scary Movie came out. I know for a fact that they said that they wanted to poke fun at Terrifier, which, here on the podcast, we're all for that. So the original cast, to my knowledge, Anna Faris, Regina Hall, all of them are returning. So I'm kind of excited about it. That's. I mean, maybe it's just me. I know Chad is. Jeremy's pretty excited as well. So we'll see. We'll see whenever it comes out. I think that he stated 2026 was going to be the time that it was coming out. So we'll see what comes up with it. Now, this is a piece of news, and then after this we can start getting to the content. This is a piece of news that I wanted to dive into, and I'm sure that you guys have seen it everywhere. Ghost Adventure Star, even though, we don't like Zach Bagans on this sumbitch. And if anybody's new, it's not news. You can go back and listen to episodes. I don't like Zach Bagans. I don't like him because he is a fraud. Yeah, I'll go bold and say that. We are a TAPS, Ghost Hunters. I'll even go Ghost Brothers, Jack Osborne. I don't care, but I'm not big on Ghost Adventures. Anyways, Ghost Adventures star Aaron Goodwin uh, recently just dodged death, possibly. His wife was arrested. Okay? She was arrested after allegedly plotting to have him killed. So the story is that she hired a hitman to come and kill him and was caught in the act and has been arrested, and that has been foiled and stopped. Now, what's everybody's kind of that I've talked to is like, well, why would they? I mean, why would they kill him? But even though he's just cable TV, he's got a decent amount of money. If you think about it, Zach Bagans has bitched and whined until they were the only ghost show on Travel Channel anymore, and so Aaron's got a little bit of cash. He's probably got a nice little life insurance policy, if I were to guess. So that to me seems like more than enough reason for his wife to go and do the hitman thing. I mean, I'm not saying by any means that it's right, but there's motive. There's absolutely motive. The recording of this episode is March 14th. So last night, or I guess this morning, whatever you want to do, was the blood moon. And if anybody didn't get to see it, it was really cool. Some of us, it was really cloudy, so you couldn't see a damn thing. If you're like us in Virginia, we don't really get to see many spectacles that happen in the sky whenever stuff's going on in space, unfortunately. I mean, we'll get a meteor shower every now and then, but it's always cloudy. You don't really get the clear skies to see the cool shit. But I digress. The reason I brought that up is because, and they're still out in stores right now. I would say by this episode release, they're still going to be in stores. Capri Sun did a special edition Moon Punch release where each one of the pouches has a different phase of the moon and it's glow in the dark on the pouch. It's really cool. Go look it up if you haven't seen it. I kind of want to pick them up. Capri Sun's 100% juice. You don't have to feel bad about it. Besides that, though, the quick things to run through is Cloverfield 2 is getting the green flag. It is still happening. New Fallout Season 2 set has been leaked, a glimpse of it. And if you're into Fallout New Vegas, it looks like that New Vegas is in the background and the Lucky 38 from the game is in the background. Also, Christine, Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check on that. Blumhouse is going to be doing a Christine remake. Netflix is doing a Cujo remake. So, I don't know. I've never really been happy about them messing with any of that. I mean, sometimes they're good, like It was okay, but yeah, it's really touchy territory. You know what I mean? Like, it's real. Should you just leave it alone? Last bit of news is that South by Southwest has emerged a film that I was personally interested in. Chad was too. He actually sent this to me, which is a dog's point of view ghost movie called Good Boy. So the whole thing is from the dog's point of view. I'm kind of interested in this. I think that it'll be neat. It's a different take. We've not seen this, and if we have, please comment and remind me because I don't remember this ever happening or this being a thing. But anyways, yeah, that was the little bit of news that I had. Not necessarily the hot sheets. I didn't feel right doing the hot sheets and the music and everything without everybody here. But I just got you up to date on a little bit of, news that's going on. Now, I don't know if any of the listeners or if all the listeners have seen, we are on TikTok now, and we're actually gaining some traction over there, gaining some new fans, which is really cool. That's exciting for us. We enjoy the more fans. the merrier. And the reason being, not because we get any money for this, because as we've stated before, we don't get a dime from this podcast. The mission, quote unquote, for this show is and always has been to expand and bring together the Halloween community. And it's thriving a lot more now than it was whenever we first started doing the podcast. But I think a better way for us to explain it is, like, for instance, on Instagram or even on TikTok now, we will share a lot of other people's content. And it's not because we're not out here making our own. It's not that we're trying to steal content or anything like that. We give, credit. It's simply because we feel like that it's better for everybody to get involved. It's not a money thing. It's not an attention thing. We just want the love of Halloween to be what it used to be. And the reason that I started saying all of this is because on one of our most recent posts on TikTok, there was a big reaction to a lot of people having callbacks to a video that we posted up that showed how Halloween used to be. And that made me want to talk a little bit about that before I jump into the main topic of the show. Because the last comment that we got was, why can't Halloween still be like this? What are we doing? We should make Halloween feel like this again. And that's exactly what I was thinking. So this has been something that we've preached 1,000 times over on here. And it's part of us expanding the community and making everybody thrive and making Halloween fun again. Is for me to kind of preach at you a little bit about the Halloween and the old vibes. None of it's dead. It's not dead at all. I know that we say a lot, oh, Halloween's not what it used to be. What's stopping us? Now, for the most part, most of the people that listen to the show, you guys, we are the generation that's the adults now. The only thing that's making Halloween not what it used to be is us. It's literally us. Halloween didn't force itself to be what it was or what it used to be in the 80s and the 90s. It didn't stop being what it was. It literally changed with the times and how we started doing stuff. And now we are the adults. The generation above us doesn't really have anything to do with it. Their kids are older now. The ones that are the parents, the ones that have the money, that are able to do things, well, you kind of have the money, economy and shit. But it's us. We are the ones that are in control of making Halloween what it used to be. The yard haunts, the spookiness, the old decorations, all of that stuff, we are in control of. Which is why on this show we have preached so many times to stop with the trunk or treat. I don't care how convenient it is. And if you are honestly out there saying, oh, it's safer, then you have no right to make the comment that, oh, Halloween's not what it used to be. Because what Halloween used to be and what made Halloween what it used to be was the fact that we were able to, with our parents nearby, go house to house and look at the decorations and stuff. And it's not that people stopped decorating, and it's not that people stopped handing out candy. I see so many people say that they do it and nobody shows up. You start showing up and stop going to the trunk or treats, then you're going to have Halloween what it used to be. And if you want to decorate and see the old stuff and stuff like that again, it's us, guys. It's us. We're the ones that are in control of this for literally the next 30 years. It's our group of people that are listening to this podcast at this moment. So, you gonna let Halloween be what it is currently? Are you only gonna do it on social media? Are you only gonna do it for clicks? No. Do it for the love of Halloween. Do it so that our kids can see the magic of Halloween that we used to see. Go. I mean, not right now. After the show, you can go. But I'm just saying. Anyways, that's my little moment where I'm going to come at you and tell you what you need to be doing. What do I know, though? Just the guy that does the Halloween podcast. Crazy. Ah, anyways, so today's episode, as I said, is about a man that is a mining engineer. His name is G. Warren Shufelt. Okay, now G. Warren Shufelt, he was a mining engineer that ended up making a X-ray machine of sorts in order to see things underground, mainly for the purpose of mining and being able to see if, this was a place where that he could get the minerals that he was looking for the companies that he was doing things for. Now, G. Warren Shufelt did his research, and it led into what he discovered were to be underground tunnels in Los Angeles. Now, I'm curious, just right off the bat, what the hell are the tunnels? I mean, we'll find out as we go on, but this automatically gained my attention. So, as I said, G. Warren Shufelt was a mining engineer who had experience in working with radar and other detection devices, okay? His professional background in mining and geophysics made him particularly interested in the possibility of underground structures. Shufelt was also influenced by Native American lore, which mentioned an ancient race of people that lived under the earth. Specifically, he became fascinated by a mythological group referred to as the Lizard People. Now, don't leave yet. Stay with me here. So, the radar and X-ray survey that he came up with in the 1930s, Shufelt began his research by applying a radar-based survey technique known as subsurface exploration. Okay, so using this technology, which was still in its infancy at the time, Shufelt claimed to have detected anomalies under the surface of Los Angeles. The devices used were designed to detect objects, voids, and other structures below ground. Shufelt's initial surveys led him to believe that there was a complex network of tunnels and chambers buried beneath the city. And so, he claimed that these tunnels were arranged in a highly unusual, organized fashion that stretched out in a grid pattern across the area. Weird enough as is, According to Shufelt, the layout of the tunnels was not random, but followed a deliberate engineered structure. He hypothesized that the tunnels were built by an advanced civilization long before European settlers had arrived in America, which brings a little bit more of believability into this, because it's not like there are the group of lizard. He's not saying that there's a group of lizard people that are like, okay, you guys build up here, we'll build down here. No, he's saying that this happened before the European settlers ever came into the Americas. So, the structures that he claimed that he saw led him to this next part, which is his theory. So the crux of Shufelt's theory was that the tunnels were constructed by a mysterious race of beings that he referred to as the Lizard People. So, according to Shufelt, these ancient beings were neither human nor entirely reptilian, but a unique species that had existed in the distant past. He connected these lizard people to the myths of Native American tribes, particularly the Hopi and other southwestern Native American groups. These groups spoke of underground dwellers. Now, if we have any Native American that are connected to any of those tribes, please fill us in the comments, correct me. I'm just going by the research that I've got. So Shufelt claimed that the Lizard People had created these tunnels to protect themselves from environmental changes or possibly even catastrophes. He further speculated that they were capable of advanced technology, including a knowledge of radar-like systems. So according to his research, the tunnels served as a network for these underground dwellers, which automatically, just to pause real quick, automatically makes you wonder, because there's a couple of places on Earth where we as human beings know absolutely nothing about, okay? We have barely scratched the surface, pun intended, of the knowledge that we have on certain parts of the Earth. One is the ocean, which that's a whole other video. I'm not even going to jump into that now. But the ocean, us as humans don't know shit about the ocean. I would venture to say that we don't even know all of the animals that could possibly even be in our ocean. I think that the fact that I had read once is that we know, well, obviously, we know more about space than we knew about our own oceans. I think the comparison was, we probably know 5% of information about what's in our oceans. So the reason that I bring that up is that maybe not on the same scale, but we also equally as much, I would say, don't know as much about what's underneath us, what's underneath the ground. I mean, we have caverns and caves that we have explored, and there's lots of people that are doing research and mapping those out. But there's also caves that just go on and on and on, and there's parts that you can't get to. As a matter of fact, there was, maybe it was Vietnam, maybe it's Taiwan, I don't have the information handy, where they have a gigantic cave that literally has its own ecosystem because it's had trees and vegetation and things growing up through it, and water and such, and so the possibility exists, is all I'm saying. I'm going through all this to say that the possibility exists. So, according to Schufelt's research, the tunnel served as a network for these underground dwellers, providing protection, but also a means of storing what he thought to be treasure and or ancient and important artifacts. Okay? So, this is where he starts losing me personally, is the hunt for treasure. We're coming for the treasure. But I mean, what can you do? I honestly don't even know if he was literally looking for treasure. To me, it almost seems like he wanted people to join his search. So the mentioning of treasure would make sense to try to get more people on board. You know, you would want to try to attract more people to your cause or get them to believe what's going on. So, I mean, treasure. That's a good way to do it. So part of Schufelt's claim involved the idea that there were valuable treasures hidden within the tunnels. And particularly, he suggested that the lizard people had amassed gold and other precious materials which were stored in underground chambers. He even believed that these treasures could be found and recovered through an expedition, though this has never really been truly realized. Schufelt's findings created a stir in the media because he went public with all of this. His research attracted the interest of all the local officials in Los Angeles. He claimed that there were historical connections to ancient civilizations, including the idea that the lizard people might have ties to the ancient Egyptians or other ancient advanced cultures. He suggested that the architecture of the tunnels resembled that of ancient Egypt, which added to the intrigue of the story. So, Schufelt's findings caught the attention of local authorities, as I said, and he was given the permission to carry out an excavation of the supposed tunnels that he spotted. He teamed up with various groups, including archaeologists and other professionals, to investigate the underground structures that he had identified. When it came time to dig, the results were disappointing. So, despite Schufelt's confident assertions, the tunnels were not there. no conclusive evidence was found to verify his claims. Schufeld's expeditions did not lead to the discovery of treasure or the ancient tunnels that he had predicted, and the project was quickly abandoned. Because that first dig that they did not think that there was anything there, so they automatically abandoned it, and I'm sure that he was probably turned into a kook in the media. But the lack of physical evidence, combined with all the skepticism of the scientific community, led to a lot of people dismissing Schufeld's research as an unsubstantiated claim. Although Schufeld's claims were widely dismissed at the time, they have since become a part of Los Angeles lore and speculative fringe history, quote unquote. The idea of the hidden tunnels beneath Los Angeles has persisted in various conspiracy theories and urban legends. Over the years, Schufeld's story has been linked to other local myths, including the idea that the city is full of forgotten underground chambers or secret societies that are using these chambers and operating beneath the streets. Which, I mean, let's be real. With the way that America is operating right now, I kind of believe it. You don't think that Diddy was running through these tunnels? Sorry. Many modern enthusiasts of unexplained phenomena, particularly those interested in the lost history of ancient civilizations, continue to investigate Schufeld's claims. However, mainstream historians and archaeologists remain skeptical, pointing out that there is no solid evidence to support the existence of ancient tunnels or a civilization like the one that Schufeld described. So, what does that mean? G. Warren Schufeld's story of the lizard people and their underground tunnels remain an intriguing, unsubstantiated chapter in the history of Los Angeles. His research was rooted in both technical surveys and speculative theories, and it played a part in fostering the idea that there might be or is lost histories beneath modern cities in the U.S. Now, while Schufeld's claims were never substantiated, his theories continue to be part of a larger fabric of myths and legends surrounding Los Angeles, adding to the city's mystique as a place that is full of mystery and wonder. Now, personally, my take, since the boys aren't here to react to all of this, my take on this is that his technology, the surveying technology, was in the infancy. And technology like that is still used to this day, accurately, might I add. LiDAR is a great example. Now, any further research I have not looked into to see if anybody has done any LiDAR detection or anything like that with the city of Los Angeles. So, but I don't know about the lizard people part, but I'm not going to put it past him that there's ancient tunnels, possibly the remnants of an ancient city. Is it really that far-fetched? Is it... I mean, with everything else that's going on, the fact that you've literally been told now that there are aliens and we're seeing things of that nature, is it really far-fetched that there are ancient cities that are beneath, or ancient tunnels that are beneath our cities in the U.S. of people that were here way before the European settlers? Personally, I think that humans were not the first here on Earth. I think that we're a nice little continuation. The details of that I don't know. But my take is that instead of him being a kook, instead of G. Warren Schufeld being a kook, that it's far more possible than he's being given credit for. And I'm just curious how extensive it has been researched into. I think, and you guys have heard me say this before if you've watched the show or listened to the show, there's so much more that's coming as far as things that they are going to tell us, admit that's true, things that are going to come out, whether it be aliens, alternate dimensions, so on and so forth. You hear these things every single day. They're admitting them, and we're just kind of brushing them off. So it's plausible. This story of G. Warren Schufeld is plausible. Let me know what you think. I want comments. If you got any more to add to this story, let us know. Comment on Spotify, or you can do it on our Instagram. You can do it on our TikTok, YouTube as well. This is the place where we're going to have all of the stuff for this new episode. So take a look. If you have something that you'd like to add or your own opinion, let us know. And also, go follow us on everything. Go give us a listen, give us a like. Give us a like. Share the love, because your boys are just trying to take Halloween back to the way it used to be. We're trying to make everybody in love with Halloween again, not just us people that post it and buy the merch. Speaking of merch, go check out our shop. Our link tree is in our Instagram. That's the only thing that we ever make money from. But I'll end this episode on saying that this Halloween and all the Halloweens forward are not going to feel like they used to unless you do something about it. We are the group that is controlling how it feels now. So you can go to the trunk or treat, or you can make Halloween feel like it used to again. It's up to you. Thank you for listening to the Halloween 365 podcast. I'm Beard. Keep it spooky, you crispy bitches.